Awesome. Thank you. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to our Horizon Weekly Insider number 47. Today is July the 2nd. Happy Thursday to you all. Please remember that this call is being recorded. We're live on YouTube, and it's going to be available as well in our Horizon podcast for you to check out later. Please also remember to be asking your questions on Menti so we can have our regular Q&A session with the team at the end. I'll pass the word now to Luca from our engineering department.
Hi, everybody. Today is the day after a really great live stream, so check it out on YouTube if you haven't watched it already in real time. Alberto Garofalo, Director of R&D, was there and spoke about many different topics, including, of course, Zendu Beta Preview that we just released a couple of weeks ago. For today, I'd like to provide you an update related to this specific week. So as I just said, we released Zendu Beta Preview already, but that's not the final beta. It is almost beta. So beta is one of our primary focuses at the moment. And the release of it is scheduled for July 15, so we are very near that. To achieve beta, we need to finish a few pending tasks on, first of all, the Zendu repo, like minor issues that we need to solve and so on. We have been working on them for the past 2 weeks, and now we have a few pull requests with some of these changes, so we plan to start the final code review too as soon as possible. We have been also working on the Sidechain SDK side. This is something we mentioned already last week, but I'll say that again because it's important. Thanks to the amazing community members that we have, like OP and Log666, we fixed a few issues that they spotted. For example, one of the fixes allows a more intuitive way for asking for a withdrawal request in the sidechain by specifying the main chain address in the usual way. So as you can imagine, this is super important for us. It makes us stronger. That's why I am encouraging you again to test Zendu Beta Preview out. Provide us feedback if you have any, or ask us questions. And also take the opportunity to earn Zen on HDE, Horizen Developer Environment, by completing tasks and challenges like creating your sidechain. And again, if you think you are missing some information here, this was all covered very well in yesterday's live stream, so I would suggest you to check it out. Apart from these fixes, we have also done some further development and the related code reviews already. In particular, we have seen changes in internal structure of sidechain history and improvements in the sidechain test framework. And last but not least, part of Zendu Beta will also be a beta version of Sphere by Horizen, sidechain version. We are working on it. We are wrapping up with the development. Code review will start next week. Yesterday, while doing some internal tests, we were also able to create the first sidechain by using this version of Sphere by Horizen, which I'm talking about. This version of Sphere by Horizen is technically the version that allows main chain to sidechain operations in full mode. And again, we were able to create this first sidechain on our sidechain testnet with this version of Sphere. So this was an achievement. And all what I just talked about was together at Zendu Beta. Then, of course, we keep working on many other things, but today I wanted to put the attention on this. Something that will come shortly after beta is also the first customized sidechain that will serve as an example for developers interested in developing a custom blockchain application on top of our sidechain SDK, which, by the way, after yesterday live stream, I proposed to rename it from Car Registry to Lambo Registry, which is an awesome name. Back to you, Angie.
I second that proposal. Thank you, Luca. Lambo Registry.
Count me in as well. Okay, let's continue with Alan for the node updates.
Hi, everybody. I've got a few updates here. First is the tracking servers are being updated, and those are fixes from about the last 6 months. Supernode EU1 was updated. We figured out it needed a couple fixes and tweaks, so we've done that. We've updated EU1 and EU2. Those are running right now, but probably later today. We will be updating the rest of the supernodes, and then one of the secure node servers and do the same process over there to make sure it works correctly in production. We also had some network outages the past day. Our hosting provider is having some network issues between the servers and between the servers and the nodes. They posted it was fixed, and then they reopened the tickets. So right now, payment generation is suspended, and as soon as we know that it's actually fixed, the network issues, then we will re-enable the payment generation. And also we'll talk about a little bit the exchange features that we announced yesterday on the quarterly update. And this is a feature that's going to be in the tracking system to be able to allow exchanges to use the funds on their exchange to work with hosting providers and provide staking for supernodes. So the exchanges don't want to run nodes themselves. They want to work with people or work with hosting providers and provide the exchanges, and their customers will be able to post stakes in a particular address and share in the earnings of the nodes themselves. A little bit about that. There's three main portions of it. We're going to have the ability to do stacked stakes, which means that you could put multiple 500 amounts in one Zen address and provide the staking for multiple nodes. So say you put 2,500 Zen in one address, you'd be able to stake 5 supernodes with that. In order to do that, we're going to be providing alternate payout addresses so that once the stake is in the address itself, it won't move, and that's an issue for exchanges, funds in and out of a particular address, like in a cold storage. So we'll have an alternate payout address that they can pay the earnings to, and in order to make that work, we're going to need ability to have some stake ownership and proof of that ownership. And we are in the process of devising some ways to be able to prove from the stake address controller or holder that the address itself is theirs. So we're still in the design process, and we will be working through that this week or so, and then jump right into the development itself. That's it for now, Angie. Back to you.
Thank you, Alan. Let's continue with Ruben for the Helpdesk updates.
Hey guys, I will be giving you today the Helpdesk report of this week. So as you can see on the images Medar is posting right now, we had a total of 83 tickets this week, 58.7 coming from the faucet, and the remaining 41.3% can be seen on the bar plot below the pie chart. Okay, so let's move on. In the faucet, the most common issue was users using VPN. We just instruct them that they should access the faucet normally without any VPN, and with that, the problem will be solved. On the Sphere side, were people asking on how to restore their funds or people forgetting their credentials. And yeah, we instruct them on how to restore their funds, and we remember them that we do not store any credential information on the cloud. On the customer satisfaction side, we got a total of 4.3 out of 5 from 13 users reviewed. And that's it from the Helpdesk report. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you, Ruben. Let's continue with Gustavo for the UX updates. Okay, we don't have Gustavo here, so let's continue with Rowan for the BD updates.
Sure thing. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm currently tethered to a mobile phone because my internet connection is rubbish at the moment, so I apologize if I cut out, but hopefully I can at least speak for long enough to get this done. I missed the live stream yesterday. I apologize for that. Big thank you to Vano for picking up my slack and covering my slides, and of course Rob for covering the Flipside slide. I just wanted to quickly touch on some forward-looking stuff. Obviously yesterday we spent a bit of time reviewing what we've accomplished in the past quarter. I just wanted to explain what we're aiming to achieve in the coming quarter, at least at a high level without getting into specifics. So big focuses for us, developer adoption and sidechain design partners. Clearly, engineering team have been kind of face down and working extremely hard along with the product team and everyone else and the user experience and growth and everybody trying to really get this out. We're at a point now where they are in the process of passing the baton to us and the BD team to go out and actually get people to start using this. And obviously, it's going to be a huge company-wide effort to make this happen, but we're going to play a pretty significant part in trying to make connections and get people bought into this tech stack being the right tool for them to deploy their applications, products, or services. So that's going to be a big focus over the next few months. In order to really enable that, we do have some kind of infrastructural requirements that we want to put in place. We need more custody solutions for larger institutions or corporations to make sure they can actually store Zen to fuel their sidechains in a nice, secure way. Things like MPC solutions. We need more institutional wallet offerings, settlement networks, of course, fiat on and off ramps. We need easy ways for software development companies, individual developers, larger enterprise businesses, and just users to actually buy Zen in lots of different regions around the world. So main focus is going to be North and South America initially, because at the moment, if you're in the US, to be fair, it is a bit of a struggle to get your hands on Zen. We don't have a really super liquid USD pair, and that's something we really need to fix. And then once we have that kind of first target fixed, we'll look to try and do the same across Europe and Asia. Then on the user side, clearly not giving up yet, still a lot of work to be done there. There are a few of the really big exchanges that Zen isn't on yet, and as I said before, that's just not acceptable. We are going to fix that. You've heard us talking quite a lot about these kind of interest-bearing exchange products. That's something I'm personally quite excited about. It's something I think provides a lot of value and provides a really easy way for people to participate in ways that they couldn't before and through large, reputable businesses that they're going to trust. So you're going to see more about partners coming online in the interest-bearing exchange products going forward. And then a couple other things. We have a little bit of a push. I kind of have, to be honest, almost ignored it a little bit recently, but it's something that I, thanks to Nate, have got back on the front of my mind, and that's mobile wallets. I agree with some of the things that Nate said in some of the public channels. We really do need to up our game there. It's something I'm going to focus on with the rest of the team. ATMs, another really useful thing. It's going to feed in nicely to the merchant adoption piece, and that leads me to the last one, which is kind of a longer term project, but we really need to get more merchants actively involved in our ecosystem. So that's just a little bit of a look forward as to what we're trying to work on. I'm not going to go into any more detail for now, but I will pass it over to Vano if he wants to jump in with any updates from his side.
Hello everyone, thanks Rowan. So just to add a bit more updates, we have been granted an early access to the CoinMarketCap self-reporting dashboard, where we have a possibility to update the circulating supply using static or API method, which will be displayed alongside the CMC verified supply on their page. And it's irrespective of the methodology used and without any ranking implications. But also it is worth mentioning that our CMC verified circulating supply is almost exactly the same as what our API method provides, and I believe it's because CMC might be just trailing a bit because of backend calculations. Also, dashboard gives the possibility to update tags to make it easier for people to filter and find projects based on relevant categories and search filters. Also, I have sent an updated Q&A style description to CoinGecko as they specifically wished for it. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you, guys. And now let's welcome Gustavo for the UX updates.
Hey, everyone. Happy Thursday. So as you all know, these last few weeks, we had several different set of deliverables. So right now we are going to back to focus on the Faucet Soon Community Hub. So the next features that we are going to work on, we are going to improve the referral system. So I'm looking forward to that, and also the forum integration. So those are the two big items on the Community Hub, and that's all.
Thank you, Gustavo. Now let's have Lucy for the marketing updates.
Hello, everyone. Happy July and happy Thursday. We had our Q2 quarterly live stream yesterday, and congrats to everyone for another successful quarterly live stream. I think only really our own team would know how much work that we put into for each quarterly live stream. And this is the longest live stream we have hosted so far because it's understandable. We had so much exciting news to share about the Zendu beta preview and all the new progress we have already made since the release of the Zendu beta preview. And then also other bountiful updates from other divisions. So please watch the playback if you missed the live stream. Watch the playback on YouTube and when you get a chance. We also published our Q2 report on our blog. Please also check it out. It's a nice summary of what we have accomplished in Q2 and also what we covered in yesterday's live stream. This Horizen website, horizen.global, now has a refreshed design for the homepage and the sidechain page. So special shout out to everyone's favorite graphic designer, Linda, and then our front end developer, Twine. He is just a power machine. Thanks to them, we have very beautiful and helpful websites. So please check out and give feedback. And then these are some of the highlights from marketing. So we gave a more detailed report in the Q2 video and then also the Q2 report on our blog. So I strongly encourage everyone to put aside some time and check them out. And then for the coming week, we are focusing on the promotions and campaigns for the Zendu beta release and then develop community building. That's it from me. Thank you. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you, Lucy. And now let's welcome Jonathan with the growth updates.
Hey, everyone. Nothing new for me since yesterday. I'm just going to repost the link to the game that we're currently testing. I just posted it in the chat. So anybody who's listening onto the call wants to earn some free Zen and wants to help out and test the game that we're integrating Zen with, please click it out. Right now it's only for Android, but we should have an iOS version as soon as this version is tested and approved. And that's about it for me. I just wanted to also say thank you to everyone in the community who has helped us test this game so far. I think we've received great comments from maybe 5 or 6 people. Yeah, there's Maida, our son, playing the game. And your feedback has been really helpful and really expedited the whole process. And as I mentioned prior, this company has a whole suite of games. So as soon as this is done, we're going to start integrating with some of the other games as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Now let's welcome Rosario for product and engineering updates.
Hi, everyone. So a big focus is developer outreach and identifying what that funnel looks like, what type of information we need to have in order to make the developer experience a lot smoother. So I'm really excited to be collaborating with the rest of the divisions in terms of working together to make the developer outreach and developer community growth a success. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosario. Rolf, would you like to add any comments or updates?
I thought we had a great quarterly update yesterday. I think everybody put so much work into that and in the preparation and the delivery. These types of things, videos that we put up there, and someone wants to come discover what the project is a year from now or 2 years from now, they're going to look back to these different videos and say, is this a team that says what they're going to do and then accomplishes it? That's the way that you build trust with people over time, is you say, we're going to do this, and you do it. And you just do it again and again and again. And you add that with a vision and a good team, and it works out to a really good review of the project. So great job, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you, Rolf. And now let's welcome Rob for the final part and Q&A session.
Thanks, Angie, and very well said, Rolf. So again, I'm just going to reinforce, guys, if you did not get a chance to view the live stream yesterday, highly recommend it. It is 2 hours of action-packed fun. But to Rolf's point, you can see just the level of professionalism, coherent strategy that we're actually implementing, just flows through that presentation. So please check it out. You'll also get a really good feel for what everyone's been doing, and sometimes seeing this in the kind of a quarterly roll-up is just a good way to see it. Now, there was a tantalizing bit of information that Alberto dropped in the conversation. I don't know if other people caught it, but we are investigating ways to potentially use GPUs for snark proof generation in the new system. So this is something, no promises just yet, but it's an area of research that we're checking out that I think would be very fun and exciting for our community, especially because we haven't been doing GPU mining for a while. So being able to use those machines for something productive to make things run smoother, I think it's just a very fascinating thing to explore. So, without going into just repeating some of the things that we went over in the 2-hour marathon yesterday, I'll move forward a bit. And one of the conversations we've been having internally is we will be consolidating metrics on just how we're doing with developer community building. So right now, the organization is shifting hard into this being our biggest growth area is on the community developer side, especially now that we have a unique technology offering with Zendu and a brand new SDK for developers to give them the tools to actually deploy their own sidechains and then do some useful things with them. Now, we're not just taking, here are some tools, taking a run with it, have fun approach. We are actually building a demo application, the new Lambo Registry, rebranded from the car registry. Thank you, Luca. And we will allow other non-Lambo vehicles to be registered with the app as well. But this is not meant to be a commercial grade app. This is meant to be really a demo for developers because it's informing our documentation. So we are very much aware of the beta preview that is out there currently is a little bit light on documentation, clearly, because this is still a beta preview and we just wanted to publish something. We're very antsy to do that, and we did it. Just to really show you guys the progress. And for developers, like the brave developers that wanted to start using it immediately, we wanted to get this out there for you. And in particular for those developers that are in our HEAP program. Now, when it comes to metrics, I'm personally very interested in understanding how are we doing since we're now realigning so much of the organization's efforts to developing or building this developer community. And providing tools and resources for them. We need to know how we're doing because we don't want to just put things out there and assume that we're doing a great job. Even if the tools are amazing, even if the way we deliver them, the communication, all that is amazing, that doesn't mean that it's resonating with people just because we think it's amazing. So it's important for us to have metrics and consistently view them. So there are a few efforts that really are working in tandem with each other. The SDK, the toolkit, HEAP, the Horizen Early Adopter Program, and then HDE, the Horizen Developer Environment, which is kind of our curated task and bounty opportunity program for developers. These three programs or these three elements are working together very much so, and we need to understand how many people are actually downloading them, how many people are visiting the assets, even simple things like website metrics. How many new accounts are being created, how many clones of the repository are being created, how many comments, issues, PRs are being submitted, right? What kind of help desk metrics are we getting? Are people reporting problems? Are we responding to the problems? So I view this clustering in two main categories. So there will be the technical cluster. So how are we doing on the technical metrics? How many sidechains are being established? So if we look at the parallel testnet, how many sidechain creation transactions have we noticed on that network? How many, can we measure sidechain transactions on the test network? There will be a whole bunch of technical metrics that we're going to be putting together in a cohesive way. And then there are the marketing assets. And I want to know specifically, how many developers are actually opening the emails that we send them, right? So we sent developers to sign up for the HEAP program or sent, very, very important messages, or we're targeting weekly updates for them so that they're just part of the process. How many actually care enough to open the emails that we send them, right? How many are actually responding in different ways, taking positive actions? anyway, we'll have more of these metrics for you. Just want you to know that because we're focusing so much of our effort in this particular area, we're very much aware that we need this type of dashboard internally so we can understand how we're performing. Okay, what else? So, all that said, the conversation that you're going to be hearing from this team is going to be increasingly focused on the application side of what we do. So we are a protocol project for sure, and the development expertise that we have and what we've been doing thus far has been R&D to development on core blockchain stuff. But now that the SDK is out there, we're really focusing so much more of the effort further up the stack into the application layer, in particular for developers that come in from the community or business partners that come in, other software companies that come in. So this is where our focus is, and I want more of the conversation to be about look at what we're doing, or even better, look what is being done with Zendoo in the marketplace or in the ecosystem. So 2 simple goals. Goal number 1 is just make as many people aware of Zendoo as possible, and importantly, why is Zendoo important? Why is this a substantial contribution to the blockchain community? Because it is. We are hands down technology leaders in this segment of the industry, and we need to make this increasingly clear. I'm seeing some anecdotal conversation on in social media. Some people from other communities are stumbling across somehow hearing about what we're doing and starting to investigate it. You still see the tribalism out there. You see the frictions. You see the misunderstandings. You see the outright just confusion of what's going on. So it's our job to just get that communication out there, make it clear to people what's going on, and make it clear why it's so important what we've actually delivered and where we're going. And goal number 2 is to get every single dev shop or company with in-house engineering capabilities that we have the possibility to reach out to get them involved with, just to try out the SDK, join Heap, just get out there, test out the toolkit, and give us feedback. In particular, we're talking to some dev shops that could potentially use this. They are blockchain service providers, so they provide blockchain solutions to clients who are interested in blockchain technology. And our goal is to get them to offer Zendoo as a product offering. All right, so that's something that we're doing quite heavily, and expect more to come. Horizen Labs now we'll be announcing in the near future a variety of commercial partnerships. Now that we actually have the toolkit available, we will be working with more partners. In particular, we are doing something quite important in the gaming sector. So expect an interesting announcement from Horizen Labs in the near future. And Horizen Labs is also, again, working with software partners to try to have Zendoo considered a product offering for other blockchain service providers. So Luca did mention we are building this first application. It's a really important one with the Lambo Registry, and it will inform full documentation for developers. We're very much aware that this is something that needs to be done, and we're targeting this to be delivered roughly around the time frame for when we deliver the actual beta, which is 15 July, which is what we're signing up to. So the Lambo Registry, we're hoping will be roughly around that week. So we don't have a specific day for it, but we're working very much in that direction. Now, Rolf had a really good segment of yesterday's live stream where he went into a plan that he put together called Hit 'em Where They Ain't, which I just absolutely love the name. It is all about driving utility of our network. So driving adoption of Zen as a currency, driving usage of just even our main chain as a blockchain that could be used for a variety of things that other UTXO-based blockchains are being used for. And the plan has a heavy focus on gaming to start with. You just heard an update from Jonathan that we're already getting Zen integrated into games, or really Zen being used as a reward for playing games. That's the first step. There are a variety of other games that are in development right now that will actually incorporate Zen. One's called House of Crypto that we mentioned on the live stream yesterday. Highly recommend checking them out. It's just really cool. Their team has done a fantastic job actually putting together characters that represent certain parts of our ecosystem. So we have, of course, the Zenny character in House of Crypto, and we have other characters like from shielded transaction character to transparent transaction character to miners to node characters. It's just going to be a lot of fun. So the goal here is just to get Zen actually out there into the wild and get it used more And for sure, you could use Zen, the cryptocurrency, as an incentive mechanism. That's what we're doing right now with the first wave of games. But then what Horizen Labs is doing with a major gaming partner, it takes it to the next level and actually using Zendu as a tech stack for the game developers. So there's a lot going on there. And finally, what I'll close with is we're always trying to do better as an organization with how we do business. We talk about that quite a bit beyond just the deliveries on technology or things that we do on marketing or BD. Just organizationally, we're always doing a lot and trying to get better. So we're putting together some organizational KPIs that have been in process for some months now, and we're hoping to target. Maybe we can present these to you next week, guys, in the next Weekly Insider. Not sure. So we're putting them together this week, and hopefully we'll be vetting them internally next week. Maybe it'll be the next Weekly Insider, but more to come on that. So anyway, that's what I have, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. And now let's start with the Q&A session. So the first question is Horizen making a new mobile wallet?
This is the enduring question we can never really answer. So yeah, I mean, we took a stab at it. We actually had a third party building our Sphere by Mobile. It was the same third party that built Sphere originally. So it just made sense. And we halted work on the project because of cost and schedule overruns that we found to be unacceptable. So anyway, we have a whole bunch of work. We booked it as 90% complete, and then we halted the project. The goal was to bring the work in-house. So we brought Sphere by Horizen desktop in-house, and we've been burning through a bunch of issues that we had with the previous work. And like I said in the live stream yesterday, we're happy to say that a lot of this work has been completed already, and now we're tailoring Sphere by Horizen for sidechains, and we will be considering new features. Now, part of this work then, what you mentioned previously, was putting together a product team in-house, and we have the early stages of a product team. So, for instance, you have Paolo, who's been doing a ton of work on product and Sphere in particular. Deserves a ton of credit for basically fixing it when we took it in-house, which is great. But we haven't yet turned this work into starting to evaluate fundamentally the work that was already done on mobile. That 90% code base we haven't really started deep diving into. So I can say, yes, of course, this has been on our radar for too long, and we haven't delivered on it. It's something that I want to do. We just haven't had dedicated resources, in particular because we've been slammed in the marketplace and had to trim down scope and just focus on the most important things. And getting Zendu completed was the highest priority for us. And then next, getting Sphere by Horizen, the desktop, functional where we didn't have known issues, was the next priority. We've been burning through all of those, guys. So we will be reconsidering the mobile in our next planning cycle.
Thank you, Rob. Next one is, what happens after beta?
Production, mainnet. No, there's a lot that happens, and there has not been a more exciting time to be involved in this project ever. So we've got a lot going on, but there's still a lot to go. From beta to production is still a huge Herculean effort. It involves completing the zero knowledge circuit, actually, for the commercial, say like the commercial quality proving system that is going to be the first proving system that Horizen Labs is going to be contributing to the ecosystem. It is in work in tandem that Labs has been doing, and actually getting that product to market is going to be a really big addition. And I think that's critical for getting commercial applications once Zendu hits mainnet. Now, we're also going to be doing a series of third-party audits of our code base and various elements of our code base, everything from Zendu, everything up to Zendu, and then obviously the Zendu additions to Zendu. Tongue twister there, guys. We want to do code audits on the proving system, code audits on all the snark work that we've been doing. So there's a lot that goes into that. And then there's a product roadmap for Sphere by Horizen that Gustavo brought up in the live stream yesterday. Certainly, for people that are interested in Sphere, and hopefully everyone is to some extent, please check out the live stream and check out Gustavo's element. We have a ton of community building work and developer outreach work that's ongoing. So projects like HDE, maturing that to the point where we have more mature processes. And I know Jonas has been working on getting us to pin down exactly how we want contributions to our code base to be done. we need to talk internally. We need to do a better job of making a clear process for community developers to contribute to our repositories, or at least making their code available to our community. We've been talking internally how to make this happen. We have a 4-phased developer outreach program that Rosario just posted here in the chat channel. So there's just a ton of work going on, guys. We have a ton of work on the growth team. Pipeline marketing is doing a ton of community development work, for the foundation as well. Academy is being, improved as well. So there's just so much between now and, or really post beta throughout the rest of the year. It's just such an exciting time.
Awesome. Okay, and the last question is, any upcoming contests or giveaways?
Absolutely. So the first one, guys, let me plug it. Then maybe I'll Lucy, if there's something I'm missing, chime in. But the most important contest that we have now is on HDE. You can see a task. There are 3 tasks on HDE currently, but 2 tasks in particular related to the SDK. So one is we want to get developers to just use the SDK to deploy a sidechain, and you can actually earn a bounty for doing that. Right. So give it a shot, and then we need substantive feedback for doing that in order to award the bounty. So check it out. That's probably the most important one, because that's all about growing awareness for Zendoo and the SDK within the developer community. The other one is making it easier for developers to actually deploy the SDK. And there's a bash script bounty in there, so please check that one out as well. I think that's a very important one. So in total, we have we have 200 Zen available for different bounties and giveaways. And this is just the start. Once we have the plan is once we have the Lambo Registry app and all of the documentation that comes along with that, we're going to be doing some demo webinars so that we can not just make the tools available to you guys, but actually walk you through the tools and have our engineers available to work with developers. And then from there, we're going to kick off some really fun competitions and some really fun like app competitions. So what I'm really interested in is I want to see what are the coolest apps that the community can come up with. And we for sure will have some very interesting bounties associated with those. So if there's anything else that I'm missing, Lucy or anyone else, please chime in.
No, these are great. I was gonna, these are we have 3 tasks worth of total of 200 Zen, and I mean that's a pretty good competition, also giveaway, and then also for some giveaway that involve less development work, we do have a giveaway, and then that's on our Faucet website. So if you're a regular visitor on our Faucet, then you should already know that. So if you are not, you should do that now.
Awesome. Okay, so those were the top 3 questions. Thank you, everyone, for attending our weekly Insider. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any other updates or upcoming weekly Insiders. And I hope to see you all very, very soon. Have a great Thursday. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye,
Thanks
everyone.
for joining.
Have a nice day.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.